Alright guys, today you're going to be learning how to navigate a Vex code robot using drag and drop coding over here. It's very simple to use. You can get very complicated with it, or you can stay pretty simple with it. Just kind of what we're going to do, just teaching you how to do this, is we will stay pretty simple. Just kind of moving around the screen. This is your work area right here that has the gridded out area. This would be where your code starts when started. So if you want your robot to perform anything, it has to click into this first code right here. If you look kind of around the rest of the screen, here's all of your codes. They're very simple. You have a drive forward if you just wanted to drive forward. The next one is a drive forward, and you can set your distance. You have a turn right. You can also use these drop downs and change them to go in reverse, or you can turn it to go, left. I like to use the turn right for 90 degrees. You can also change to 45, whatever you want to do. And then when you get it done, you can tell it to stop driving or drive forward again, however you want to do it. The rest of these codes, they're kind of more complicated. They have tutorial videos built in for you that you can go through and do. But they also have some other things, like you have a magnet you could work with. It can actually print different words and things like that on there. You also get into your waits and your repeats and all that kind of stuff. So you can see there's a lot of different commands that you can go with that are very complicated that I don't get into. You guys are more than welcome to do that. But if you look around the screen, up here you have a normal file button where you could get a new project. You can save your projects. Like if you're working on it and you want to save it, you can do that. You can actually load it to different things and move on. You can open up your old files. Here's your tutorial button. It has all different kinds of videos that you can click on and go through, and it talks about each one of these videos. So you're more than welcome in your free time, if you want to. You don't have to go through these and learn more about the program. For me today, we're just going to simple kind of get our robot moving and move around the screen a little bit, and then I got a little project for you to do using a maze. Moving on over, you can see you have a start button. You can skip steps if you know like your first 5 steps are right and you just want to check your next ones. You can skip those right there. You can share it. Here is the playground button. If I click on the playground button, you have different maps that you can use your robot with. So right here is just a normal grid map right there. Okay, you can change your camera views. Like right now we're kind of in an aerial. If I switch the camera view, it's going to go down to it. I kind of like to stay in the aerial because I can see what I'm working on and things. If I use this drop down, I have a different selection of maps that I can go with. Like we're just kind of in the normal area. You got a number grid map. You select on it, it'll go through and it'll place numbers out there for you to work with. You can use an art canvas, which is more kind of like a drawing area. You have a disc maze, where you can go through, and this is where the color sensor comes in place. You can use the disc to kind of navigate around to different selections. You have a wall maze, which is what we're going to use later on, where it's just kind of like a maze that you would navigate through and try to get to the checker flag, however you need to go around there. You can stop at different letters moving around. And then there's some other ones. I won't go through them all. You guys can kind of take a look at those if you want to move through them. I'm just going to leave it on grid map. If you want to make it a little bit bigger, you can hit the expand button. Obviously the hide button hides all that underneath there so you can work. If you close it by accident, then you just have to go back up to playground and turn it back on right there. So I'm going to grab this, kind of move it over to the side. Now your robot won't move until you hit the play button right here. All right. So if I wanted it to, let's say simply just drive forward, I would click on the drive forward button, and then I have to lock it in place with the other. If I set it down here, they're not locked in place. I have to bump it in place with the other one. So if I hit the play button, all right, my robot's just going to keep driving forward because I didn't tell it to do anything after that. All right, if I were to change it to reverse, all right, then it would go in reverse. All right, so it's very, very simple. If I wanted to restart to my home spot, I just hit the undo button right there. Now, if you want to get rid of them, guys, you can just simply click on them. You can hit your delete key. You can, if you had it over here like this, you can drag and drop it back in the menu. So there's a couple ways you can get rid of those things. For me, I like to use the distances. So like if I want to drive forward, I would lock that in place. 200 essentially drives you across one square. All right, each one of these squares is 200 millimeters right there. Okay, so if I wanted to go and start at a new square, okay, I could put in something like 300. It's going to drive across and stop on that line. All right, so essentially just driving forward. If I wanted to turn it to the right for 90 degrees, I would drag and drop. All right, and it's going to turn right for 90 degrees. So I hit play. Now it's going to turn right. Okay, and then if I wanted to move forward again, I would simply drag and drop and put that in there. Now, if I got to hit the reset button to start it. Now I play him. He goes forward, he turns right, and he drives around. So what I want you guys to do, just kind of play around with these, dragging and dropping for a little bit till you get used to using it. And then once you feel pretty comfortable with dragging and dropping these, you can move on to the next assignment, which starts on number 3 on our page right here. All right. So again, just kind of mess around till you get familiar with it, and then you can move on to the actual maze part, which I have a video for as well.